Well, it's a pretty day. Hopefully we can get on something. Just me and Greg now, but this morning, since we've been doing this Facebook Live thing the last couple of days, we had to take a little bit different approach as far as even just going to turkeys, because we had like 7 people to make the whole deal go down to run the whole thing. So between that and cell phone service is the biggest thing. We can't drop off in many bottoms or hollows because we'll lose signal, and it kind of defeats the whole purpose. So it's kind of nice. It's just me and Greg this afternoon, so we're running a gun and trying to get on something. And like the turkey we were on this morning, we got on. I feel like if it had just been us, we could have just slipped in there and probably got in this bubble and made it work. You know, just sounded just like another hen, because he'd only gobble the soft yelps most of the time. Well, turkey like that a lot of times. If you can ever get in this bubble and just even if he can hear you in the leaves and you just soft yelping and get him going, he'll swing in there like he's gonna pick another hen up if he is with a flock of hens. But we got our nose to the grind trying to find us another turkey, so hopefully we can get on something. That hen's done moved up here in this draw. She ain't far, maybe she got something with her. I can hear her walking. There she is right here. Greg, see her? She's by herself. Cool. That hen, she's easing off, but just running the gun and trying to strike a turkey is about 1:30. She started firing back, cutting, yelping, so we got all our stuff and just sat down in this little draw, a little stretch of hardwood that's comes through here. But a lot of times, this time of year, a hen like that'll have a long beard with her, and she'll drag him right in here, and he won't say a word. So if you ever hear one answering your call like that, it's wise to just sit down and try to duplicate whatever she's making. See if you can call her in, because like I said, I've seen it a lot of times. There'll be a long beard with her and won't say a word, but if she would have had one with her today, it would have worked. She came in textbook.
Realtree's Spring Thunder is brought to you by Chevy Silverado, Lacrosse Footwear, Otterbox, Banded Decoys, Onyx Hunt, Bog Pod, Hunter Specialties, Remington Arms, Heavy Shot, Spartan Camera, Old Tom, Waffle House, and Realtree Edge. Hunt with an edge.
It is March 11th here in Iowa, and John and Jason and I are out here on a piece of public land, and it's actually a piece that I'm pretty familiar with. You know, I've done some hunting here in the past, and I actually learned a little bit today. You know, we were coming in here, we did find some sign, but you had mentioned, you know, a different food source that I haven't heard before.
Yeah, so a lot of young turkeys, one of the primary things that they're going to feed on is animal protein. So most of the time when a turkey's young, say within that first year, about 75% of their diet's going to be an animal matter, so an animal protein, snails, stuff like that. So like Josh said, we just started walking kind of your typical bean field here, started to see some scat and some prints, and hopped into the timber a little bit, and there is a little bit of like honey locust pods and acorns and things like that, but we saw a lot of scratches and got down and looked down in those scratches, and there's a lot of snail shells that have been all busted up, and you can tell they're kind of sucking the snails out of there to get a little bit more of a unusual food source for them. So
yeah, and I mean, like I said, you know, this being a public spot, we're only I don't know, 500 yards away from where you park a truck. And typically this is one of those places where if you're the first guy here, you don't run into anybody else, but that's the issue, is this is a pretty heavily hunted area. And that's the, you know, the beauty about this place. And you had a good idea, you know, the north side of this entire public piece is along the river. So
yeah, and especially he mentioned the pressure, of course, but what are you going to do when that pressure's there? Are you just going to give up? Probably not. So we want to have multiple spots where we can go to and feel comfortable with that, knowing there's going to be birds there. So I think we found a spot a little farther down here that we're going to try to find some good turkey sign. It looks good on an aerial map, and then it also borders that river. And I know Josh has had success with getting a boat along this whole entire river corridor and just kind of, I don't know, scanning for gobbles going down that river.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually never made it this far back up the river, but you know, it's a different, it gives you another option of how you're going to be able to hunt public land birds, but B, it's just, you know, it's a pretty exhilarating hunting style. I mean, essentially you just float up and down, and that's the beauty of this piece. You know, sometimes you get into private land here, public land there, and it's kind of hard to determine where you're going to go, but I mean, this is 10,000 acres of public. And I think we can, you know, give ourselves another option using the river. And so far, we've had a pretty wet spring. I don't think it's going to be an issue getting a boat back there.
If we show up and there's somebody already here, somebody already set up, it's a great idea to have a plan B, just so you're not turning around and going home, especially because a lot of those turkey seasons are pretty short. So you don't want to waste a morning showing up somewhere and then kind of calling it quits or competing with other people that are calling or doing a little bit different tactics than you might want to do. So
yeah, it should be a good day. I mean, we're also going to try and find some sheds, and hopefully by the time we leave, we'll have a couple different plans and options for opening day here in Iowa.
We slipped back in here. We ain't heard a turkey gobble since 11 o'clock, but we're been the food plot pretty much, the bottom of the hill, where me and Tyler were on that turkey this morning, where we got the turkey coming up the road on Facebook Live. So we kind of made a big loop and came back in here. We ain't messed with them since this morning, so we're gonna put this banded decoy out this end, just sit back and chill and see if we can soft call and maybe get something going if he'll get the goblin. If not, maybe somebody just slip in there silent. But we know there's a couple in the area, and then not far on up the top of this hill down here is where I video those three strutters, the three amigos. So we're hoping something will just slip in there because we're going to gear it down and go low key on them. Coming down the road, Greg, coming down the road. Greg, straight down the road, strutting. They're gonna come right here. See their heads? They're coming right out front. Right down my gun barrel, just stay. He's about to walk out in the food plot. Coming right. See him? Another one to the left. Oh man. Dadgummit. So let's take going to see what they do. Kidding me? What the heck? These turkeys, I swear. We ain't made a call. We come in here. Me and Greg slipped in here. knew there were turkeys in the area. Ain't made a call. Ain't had a crow call, ain't done nothing. Once we got within this vicinity, we've been running and gunning on different pieces of property, but not even touched this. Came in here, just slipped in there, put out a hen decoy and cut and yelped a couple times. Turkey gobbled off here to the left. And two of them, here they come, walking in. Got to 70 yards. And gone. Dadgum, that's frustrating. This is it. Finally, we got a season in Georgia that's open, so it's youth, opening weekend of youth season here in Georgia. Got Ava and one of her buddies from school. We're gonna slip in here and try to see if we can get his first turkey, but we're out here on their property actually. So his dad's with us, so it's gonna be a fun time, but decided to see if we can get his first turkey, but we're hoping this weather will hold off. We got a lot of rain north of us, but it's barely skirting us, so we're gonna try to change our luck. We gotta get the monkey off our back. We've been getting beat up bad. Me and Greg was talking on the way over here. We gotta break the ice and get the ball rolling, but we're gonna, if we can just get on a goblin turkey, we ain't gonna push it. Just try to work him and see if we can't get the monkey off our back.
Get on top, probably get
on that big field, his biggest field.
There's a bunch of a good bit of sign over there, a couple tracks.
Okay. Let's do it. We'll just cut the lights off when we get close and slip in there. Bear down, they're on post. Let's try to get right here. We got this turkey. We're gonna push it on with this decoy. We've been on it for about 2 hours. I see him, Greg. To the left. Just stay on him, Kevin. See him, Greg. Stay on him, Kevin. To the left. Ah, you won't pull out. You don't have a shot, do you? You see him, Greg? Be still, Kevin. I can't see him. But that was close. We'll get one.
Yeah.
Dadgum, just snake bit still. We had this turkey goblin, we've been on it for 2 hours probably. We finally, in this thick stuff, he was on a lane which we didn't know about. We knew about, we couldn't get to it, so we pushed in on him. My dad and Sam kept the turkey gobbling, and we got in here and got on him. I just abandoned the decoy, showed it to him, and he came all the way to right here to about 35, 40 yards, and it was just too thick. I mean, just part of it. Your first turkey ain't supposed to be easy. So, we'll stay after it, man. That's close. That's about as close as you get not killing. He was right there forever. Did you ever get a good look at him?
I saw his head.
His head, yeah, it's snow white. Yeah.
A little bit of blue on it.
Yeah. Well, you did good, man. We got in kill mode there and had to crawl. We all three got up here. We got to keep trying, though. We can't give up. Well, our curse continues here in Georgia now, so it was a good weekend, though. Kevin almost got his first turkey.
Oh, nice.
Be sure to check out the video blogs this week on Spring Thunder. We'll be hunting Alabama, and we got some guys going to Nebraska, so hopefully they'll be down on some birds. But you got to get to school tomorrow. Have a good week of grades so you can hunt next weekend.